If you chilling in the bed with nothing to do, get up. It's time for a night with New.
Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh.
Welcome to the dark side of New. Dark Side of New is a Patreon exclusive. Head on over to patreon.com/NewEvanation for a new episode every Friday. Let's get dark. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Nights with New podcast. I am your host, Nuebies. Y'all already know that. Alright, so what's new? There's not really much going on with me right now. I'm still doing the same old, really. Still working, still having a couple of issues with my car. I went to go get my oil changed about a week ago. I pretty much noticed instantly, I probably noticed it the next day, that my oil light was either still on or it had just came back on. So finally I had an off day today and did some household stuff, cleaned up the house a little bit, went and did laundry, and then I decided to call the people that changed my oil and stuff for me. I got an oil change with y'all less than a week ago. Some kind of way the oil light is still on, this, that, and the third. Long story short, there was no oil in the car. There was no antifreeze in the car. They didn't change my air filter the last time I came, or none of that. And I had already felt like that the oil change was egregiously priced anyway. But the fella that saw me today, he got me right. So I appreciate you for this. Shout out to you. I think his name was AJ. Shout out to you, AJ. Now I'm about to start trusting and believing that I'll be able to get me a new vehicle and stuff, because like I said, my car is old. It's a 2012. So it's about time for me to try to update stuff anyway. As of right now, she's gonna have to work for me to work with me, basically, because it's hard out here. Looking for a new house. I'm really not fond of shared living, apartment and stuff like that. I really like having my own space. I don't like hearing neighbors. I don't like walking out of my living quarters and smelling other people's food. I don't want to see other people's dog. I just don't like stuff like that. And so I'm kind of torn between finding a house to rent or just going and purchasing a house. I already had made up in my mind that where I am currently is where I plan to spend the rest of my life for the most part. Unless something really, really takes off for me, career-wise, I'm probably not going to go anywhere. That's my intention at the moment. As y'all know, I grow and develop. I could change my mind, but that's where I'm at today. I would like to do some hand claps for the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union. They had partnered up with this girl. She's a trans woman named Zaya, who actually sued the Trump administration for what they were doing when it came to our passports. They were basically putting the gender that we would sign at birth on our passports and stuff right now. So she won the lawsuit, and ACLU picked it up and pushed it to be a class action suit. Now it doesn't just apply to Zaya and a few other non-binary and trans people that did the suit with her. It applies to all trans and non-binary people. So if you are trans or non-binary and you have not gotten your passport or renewed your passport because you knew that they was going to put your birth gender on it, now is the time to go and apply. I'm actually going to do this process as well. Once I get my foot out there in the grass to get my passport, I'm gonna let y'all know what the process was like for me as well. But y'all should go do that too. Now is the time. Everything is still kind of pending. To my knowledge, while it's pending is the time to go and start pushing out those applications. Okay, so yeah, hand claps again for that. That's great news. I came across a clip on my For You page where Nick Cannon was having a conversation. I think that girl name is Bobby. Long story short, he did not know all of the names of his kids. I think it's common knowledge now that Nick Cannon is a father of 12 children, and by multiple women, at least between 5 or 6 different women. He had 12 children, and he did not know the names of all of his kids. When she asked him the name of his kids, he started trying to shift the focus and redirect the focus and like gaslight her at first. And then he then he decided to like, all right, I'm going to buckle down and start naming the kids. And he was able to successfully name 10. He was missing out on 2. Ladies, how do you feel about this? Of course, I don't have any children. I think that's insane. This is exactly what we be talking about when it comes to like building all of these broken homes, because the thing about it is it takes so much more to being a father than just being there for a child financially. And we had already knew that it's impossible for you to be and give your attention to 12 kids, especially 12 kids by multiple women. It's just impossible to do. And you just proved everyone right. I do have an aunt, my daddy's sister. She got like 12 or 13 kids. Pretty sure if I called her right now and asked her like, hey, what's the name? What's the name of all 12 of your kids? She gonna be able to tell me without no hesitation. So for him to do that, shame on you, Nick Cannon. I also seen a video of this paper plate lady who had to get a rib removed for some medical reason or whatever, and she decided that she wanted to eat it. If you took a bite out of your own rib, it's only a matter of time before you want to start taking bites out of other people's ribs. If you are already doing it, y'all are already known historically for putting y'all teeth inside people, boiling people, and like. I had a conversation with my mama. I'm gonna show y'all this video clip.
You don't want to do. The blood of Jesus. You don't have to be young. Come on.
There's so much to unpack about that video. I hate when I see stuff and stuff be happening and I don't be knowing the backstory. They was in the middle of service and this boy paraded his little tail in there in that church, walked straight up to the drummer and started trying to put hands and feet on that man. I don't know if that was an usher or a deacon or somebody. He immediately boomed him. I do believe that deacon probably had some type of security guard experience, the way that he had to handle him real quick. But Buddy got right back up and went right back towards the drummer. He's putting everything but hands and feet on him. That man threw the cymbals at him. He hit him with the snare drum.
You don't want to do.
He used every instrument on that man, played the drums with his ass. There was a few people that seen him coming in on that. They ran up out the church. Hey now. But then there was this other lady who was like trying to get to the guy. I don't know if the drummer was her son or somebody related to her, but she was trying to like be all in the middle of it. Somebody was like yanking her back, like, "Oh, hold up, shawty, don't get in." And then she started marching outside, saying, "I got something in my car for him."
The blood of Jesus. The blood of Jesus. Come on, listen. Come on.
Girl, what did you what is wrong with you, lady? You cannot say the world. You cannot say. You cannot say the world. I remember when I was in college, one of my aunties passed away. And so my parents had decided to come and pick me up. I went to college in Savannah, right next door to South Carolina. We went to the gas station so we could, gas up for us to be able to make our way back to Alabama. There was this guy that pulled up. I don't know enough about cars to be able to tell y'all what kind of car it was, but it was some kind of old school type of car. Some type, I'm going to say about Chevy just for the sake of it, but I don't really know. It was this old school type of car that pulled up. The music was blasting real loud. And then this blueberry pimp had done got out of the car. Clean, you hear me? It was like a purple suit with the gold pinstripes on it. He had a pair of purple alligator shoes with the gold toes in the front. I didn't peep what was going on, but like he pulled up, his music was blasting. He got out of the car, wiped off his shoes, then got back in the car. I thought when he got back in the car, he turned his car off. Then he went into the store. As soon as he went in the store, somebody came out the store, got right into his car. And then you heard that loud screeching noise. I know now that noise was him trying to crank the car up, but the car was already cranked up. As soon as this was happening, y'all should have seen my daddy. My daddy had the gas pump in his hand, and he was squeezing it and shaking it so fast to try to get the rest of the gas out so that we could go, because he felt like it was about to go down. And my mom... Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Y'all, I'm so sorry. My mama gets out the car and she started going toward the other side of the car. My daddy was like, get my mama name Candy. He was like, Candy, calling my mama name over and over. He was like, get in the car. And mama was trying to, I believe what my mama was about to do, she seen what was happening and she was finna go into the store and warn or let the guy know, like, hey, somebody outside trying to steal your car or done stole your car, right? So mama started trying to beeline to the store. My dad would call her name, Candy. And he was kind of pulling on her arm. And she was like, bro, I got to go and say the word. I got to say something. And so daddy was like, nah, you get your butt in this car. We finna go. Soon as we get in the car, daddy take off. Because when Buddy had done got in the man car and tried to re-crank it up, he left the gas station, instantly got on the bridge that separated Georgia from South Carolina. Crossed that bridge. Buddy gone. We headed in the opposite direction because we going toward Alabama. When I tell y'all it was a 7-hour drive to my hometown, right? My daddy fussed at my mama. My daddy fussed at my mama the whole 7 hour. And it was just the whole time he was just like, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what they had going on. You can't say the word candy. Woo, you think you is super candy? You can't say the word. Huh? He just kept doing it the whole trip. And I was back there crying. You hear me? It was so funny to me. I was back there crying about it. But my mama is like that though, y'all. My mama is the type of person she got a great heart. Her intentions be pure, but she do insert herself into stuff that don't be having to do with her a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of think she be getting like a gratification about if something was to come up about it, she could be like, oh, I was there. I know because I was there, or I seen it with my own eye, or this happened because I did this. Like, she kind of like to know that she had left her footprint somewhere. And my daddy fussed at her about that, kept telling her, like, you can't say the word. I don't know what could have happened. You don't know if they had somebody looking out. It could have been somebody hiding in the bushes with a gun. Like, daddy had a lot going on about that. I grew up in a non-denominational church, the type of church like they speak in tongues and all that good stuff or whatever, not right. And I'm not gonna lie, as a child, I used to participate in it. all the hooting and hollering and the tongue speaking and the running around and stuff like that. And, you know, if we can get into all of that in another episode. I'm pretty sure y'all heard that once when those boys was fighting, it was so many other people still sitting in there and just calling on the name of Jesus, right? And it kind of made me feel some type of way a little bit. Because it's like, y'all get up. Like, if y'all feel like y'all in danger, like, you know, you can call on the name of Jesus while you running out the church. And I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to know what my mama felt, how my mama felt about it, because I know she one of those diehard, super, you know, about it and stuff too. And I asked her, like, you know, if you was in a situation where somebody came in and they started fighting this, that, and third, you know, what would you do? What would you do? And she told me she would be pleading the blood of Jesus as well, but she would also do it while she's running out of the church. That's what she say. That's what she say now, y'all. I don't know. But it was so many people still there that was still just like calling, like pleading the blood of Jesus and stuff. And I used to feel very convicted about that until this situation happened with Miss Sonia Massey. To know that she rebuked him, rebuked that devil, called on Jesus like that and got shot, and she's no longer with it. That really shook me. I just have a lot of questions and stuff now about certain stuff, especially like when it comes to like the Gospels and stuff. I just don't know what to believe anymore. For real. Me and my mama actually talked on the phone for about 6 hours. And I asked her some real hard pressing questions as far as like, you know, the religion and stuff. And the conversation just wasn't satisfactory to me. What I do love about my mama, she had so much compassion. She was so enthused to have a conversation with me, you know. She was glad that I wanted to talk about like spiritual things with her and stuff like that. But every time I asked a question, she just answered the question with a scripture or answered the question by telling me the story. I already know the story, mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you raised us. I just felt like the conversation kind of lacked critical thinking. What are y'all thoughts on that? Like, if y'all was in there in that church at that moment, like, what would y'all have done in that situation? I want to know. I think it's foolishness though. Now it's your chance for you to tell me what had happened. Make sure you send all of your messages to nightswithnue@gmail.com, nightswithnue@gmail.com. Try to keep the messages to a minimum. All of your different stories and things that you want to see broadcasted here on Nights with New, send it to me because I really want to know what had happened. Be honest. Question right here is for the ladies. Have any of you ladies ever seen a trans woman and been like, you know what? I think I might want to hit it, try that, see what that's talking about. And be honest. I want to know. It was this girl that I used to go to school with. And once I started walking into womanhood, I remember she saw me one day. And she was just like, you know, kept licking her tongue out at me and stuff. Like, oh my God, what the hell you got going on? And she was like, pull this. She was like, pull one of your titties out. Let me see your titties. I'm gonna suck on your nipple. And you know, she just, I didn't take her serious. I laughed her off because, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. I ain't never enjoyed the company of a woman in that type of way. I used to entertain women, but that was so performative. That was like before I decided, like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. But that girl never appealed to my better nature, you know why? Like, so when she did that, I was like, girl, what? No, please. But she was just like, yeah, pull out your nipple. Let me see your teeth. I'm sucking your nipple. You know, she was just overly going. And so, of course, I've been hit on by plenty of studs. I've actually dated studs and stuff like that. But I kind of consider that slightly different because, you know, studs like women and I'm a woman. So, duh, why would they not want me? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's how I look at that. But I'm talking about a lot of you, like, straight identifying women. I kind of have my little theories and stuff. I do feel like the fear of hell, going back to that conversation about church, I do feel like that fear of hell keep some of y'all stuck and stuff. And I do think that some of you ladies like trans women because you really like women, but you feel like you got a loophole by messing with a trans woman. Like you won't go to hell because technically, you know, or at the end of the day, I kind of feel like that really be what be y'all thing sometimes. Like if you have any type of if you have anything to add to that, I really want to know about it. I want to hear about it in the comments. I had this girl, I called her a friend, but she was kind of like a cousin. She was like related to one of my relatives, right? She fell on hard times. I opened my doors to her. I gave her a place to stay. So, at the time, I had a 2-bedroom house, and I wasn't doing anything with the other room, you know, for real. I kind of set it up like a den. I had started feeling like she was giving me vibes that she was like attracted to me, interested in me and stuff like that. And like, it was making me feel kind of weird. I can't lie to y'all. Like, she just used to like say little stuff sometimes and, you know, do little things sometimes. Like if I was about to go like entertain a man or something like that, she would be like asking me, I felt like she was asking me too many probing questions, like questioning me like she my dude or something. I'm like, girl, what the fuck? Like, what you got going on? One thing about me, my bathroom time, that's my time. I like a sense of privacy. I don't know why I'm like that. Even when I'm living alone, I still go in the bathroom and close and lock the door. I don't know why. I'm like that. I like my own sense of privacy. I want to play music. Sometimes I want to light a couple of candles. It got to a point to where it seemed like she only needed something from me or wanted to have a conversation with me once I'm in the bathroom and stuff. I go in the bathroom, I'm running me some water, or I could be going in the bathroom to use it or anything. I have the door closed. Now all of a sudden, no. And she just bring up some random conversation that could wait. As far as I'm concerned, like you ain't in no imminent danger or nothing like that. Like what is we even talking about, Shada? Like, and she'll like want to talk, and I'll be real short with her because you cutting into my bathroom time. And she'll turn around and be like, "Oh, just open it out. Let me come in. I'm gonna come in." Girl, no. What you want to come in here and talk to me for while I'm naked and stuff like that? No, we are not finna be doing it. And she started making it a habit. Like she would want to be in there in that bathroom with me every time I was in there. I never let her do it, y'all. But I used to be like, what the fuck going on? Like, it had got to the point to where, like, I would be in the bathroom with the door closed a lot, but wouldn't even close and lock my room door, you know. But I had started kind of feeling some type of way, so I started closing and locking my room door too when I was in asleep, because I don't know if you finna try to slide off in the bed with me or anything. I don't know, Shada. Like, I actually had some adult DVDs, right? And one of them was a T.S. Madison adult DVD. I'll give y'all a story about that another day. In order to get to my bathroom, I had to go through my extra bedroom, right? Or my guest room or my den or whatever you call it. I only had one bathroom in the house at the time. And I remember I had to go use the bathroom. I'm walking through there, and she was in there knocked out sleep. I'm talking about sleep, laying down sleep, y'all. And I looked at the TV. And she got this I look at the TV and she got the T.S. Madison DVD playing on the TV. And I'm like, and then I look at her sleep, y'all. I'm talking about knocked out with her fingers deep off in her gym. She had been laying in that bed, polishing her gym to T.S. Madison DVD. That really confirmed to me then, like, you know what? I think she's seen her been watching this. She probably been watching these ever since these DVD been in my house. and been thinking about me in that same type of way and thought and want to have that type of experience. Girl, no. We is not doing no shit like that. Are you crazy? I ain't gay. It was just like, what? And then crazy, and I caught her, and I actually I caught her that one time doing it, but I have walked in a couple of times, like, to and would see the DVD inside the DVD player. But that was my first time like seeing it in there while she was in there. Some other reasons, like stuff wasn't working out with her staying there, I wanted her to leave, right? And after I had after she left, something ended up happening with some more people that I knew, some family at that point, and then they all moved in with me. So it was like I kicked her out for no reason. I just kicked her out just for somebody else to turn back around and come in, you know. But she used to like ride by the house and stuff like that to see like who was there and stuff. And when she realized I had some other women staying, you know, there as well, she came up and on some hot shit, kind of like she wanted to argue and question me. And I was like, Shawty, what you got going on? Like, you acting like you my man or something, like we go together or something like that. You questioning me about like who I have in my house and what I'm doing in my own house, which I pay all the bills. Like, girl, you ain't never contributed a dime to this situation financially at all. Like, what are we even talking about? After I became a dancer, of course, I had women that would like come in there with their men and then, you know, be on go. That's personally like not my thing. I don't like couples or playing with couples and stuff like that. So every time I've ever gotten proposition after I became a dancer and stuff, I always just declined it. That ain't never really been my thing. Have you ever been with a trans woman before? Or have you ever thought about it? And then if you have thought about it, tell me why. I want to know why. When I first started transitioning, every guy that I had conversations with, I always asked them a lot of questions and stuff like that because I always wanted to figure out and see, like, you know, why are they the way they are and like where did this come from and stuff like that. But I never have really ever had that same luxury to indulge in those types of conversations with women. So I kind of would like to know like how it will be from women's perspectives as well that like trans women. Got a brand or idea that you want to have more traction to? Go on and book with Nue. Email me at nightswithnue@gmail.com so that we can discuss my sponsored packages. It doesn't matter what you got going on. If you sell soap, if you make socks, sell hair, whatever the case might be, go on and send it to me and we can go from there, okay? Once again, that is nightswithnue@gmail.com. Now it's your turn for you to tell me what had happened. She need her ass whooped for this. Look at this. Look at that. Y'all see that? She need her ass whooped for everybody. Keep your emails to a minimum. Do not be sending me these long manifestos and these encyclopedia worth of things. Wait. Hey, Nue. So I just finished my first year in college. I failed the first, semi-passed the second, and while I was in my second, I decided that I wasn't going to go back home. I didn't really have a good childhood, and my father didn't have the best relationship. My mom was also emotionally distant, and I had to deal with the toxicity that really came from it. Anyways, in my second semester of college, I met this boy. I'm going to name him Lanky because that's how he built. Okay, we love a good lank. We met at a house party after Valentine's, but I had remembered him from my Snapchat when he had asked if I do hair because he saw my mini twist and wanted me to do his hair. He was drunk, but I wasn't. But we hit it off pretty well. We would have had a better interaction if the police hadn't shut down the party, but after that, we got in contact with each other. And ever since then, we done spent every day with each other. Okay, love story. When I say every day, I mean we were up under each other from sun up to sundown. Like, I actually stopped living in my dorm to be in his. We would transition back and forth to each other's dorm, but we were in his the majority of the time. Unfortunately, we did start out as friends with benefits until both of us caught feelings for each other. The only thing was that he wasn't acting like it. His friends were saying that he liked me and really wanted to be with me, but he was telling my friends that he didn't like me in that way and I shouldn't claim him as my boyfriend. I wasn't too upset about it because we never talked about dating, but the fact that he was all affectionate and lovey-dovey with me in private but acting like he wasn't really like that in public really threw me for a loop. It wasn't until I cut him off that he wanted to take me serious and I stupidly fell for it. And he practically had me ask him to be my boyfriend instead of the other way around. I really like you, I want to date you, but I don't want to date you and you fucked me over. Okay then. I feel the same, so why should I have to do it? But I really like him, so I did it anyway. Quack. I understand. I understand. Anyway, we dating, and I quickly realized how immature he was. What was once his chill, nonchalant demeanor was now nerdy, childish behavior. And I mean, I wouldn't say it was ideal, but I like it when people I date know how to be playful, so I didn't pay it too much mind, especially since I was childish myself. So I never make somebody not be themselves. It wasn't until he started making insensitive jokes, not really listening to know and stop including people in our relationship, making me do what he should have been doing, which is planning dates and paying for things. Hold up! What you paying for? What you be paying for, girl? Wait a minute now. Paying for things and making me act as a second mama for him. I've been cleaning, washing him, cooking, is when things started to change for me. It bothered me that I had to do these things for him, and I let him know up front that he had some kind of autonomy to be able to take care of himself, that he has considered my feelings and things of that, and he brushed me out. Keep in mind, I would be calm and letting him know this. I had really bad anger issues, like real bad. I got it from my daddy and past trauma that I had, but I calmed down as I got older. When we continued to do the things he did, kind of set me off in a way, because like, why do you feel like what you're doing is okay when I told you that I don't like it? So I would cause arguments over little things, and I would turn into bigger things because it's not like I was holding in how I felt. He wasn't even listening to me. And that's what angered me the most. So now I got to repeat myself. Sometimes we argue. Other times I leave. And sometimes I even put my hands on him. Hit his arm, push and slap him. Girl, stop putting your hands and feet on that man. Stop putting your hands and feet on that man. Not because I wanted to hurt him, but because it was the only way I knew how to handle my frustration. Anyway, that went on for about a good month before I decided I had enough. And we decided to go on a break. At this time, I was going on a girls trip in Tybee. And the car we were driving had broke down, and we were stranded in some random redneck town. He broke up with me using an AI generated message. When I tell you I was pissed, I was pissed. I blocked him on everything. I blocked all his friends, and I enjoyed my trip. As soon as I got back to campus, I got into my dorm building, and who was waiting on me? Lincoln and his best friend with her, holding up her phone that say, "Take my homeboy back. He miss you." To make a long story short, I stupidly did. Oh, wait, girl, this story's so goddamn long. God damn, don't do this. Don't you do this to me no more. Don't y'all do this no more. We were back cool for a while, another month until it came time to go home for the summer. He tells me he wants to take me home with him. Keep in mind what I said in the first part of my email about my daddy. He wouldn't approve of me going anywhere but the house, especially with no boy. He doesn't even want his older children in their late 20s, early 30s to go outside the house unless he approved it. Honestly, I thought it wouldn't work because the last time any of us wanted to leave the house, my oldest wanted to leave for the same reasons. I did, and she also in college, but she executed it poorly, cutting contact with everybody, writing a Puerto Rican goodbye message, and my father made what was a 2-hour drive in under an hour and 45 minutes max just to go pick her up and pull her out of school. So even though I really wanted to leave my daddy and his toxicity, that was the only thing really holding me back from going with Lanky. Everybody was telling me just to make the call, tell them I'm not going home and leave it at that. I mean, I tried, but I knew my father wasn't going to take no for an answer. As I was calling him, I was telling him how I wanted to be more independent. I was going to work the entire summer, save some money, and pay for my own way to get back into school and be able to take care of myself on my own. He didn't like it. My own father accused me of using him and my mama for money, food in the house, and all of this other stuff. And I honestly didn't appreciate what I was hearing, so I blocked him. The next day, I moved out of my dorm and into Lanky house with me, him, his mama, his sister, and her 3 kids. So it's Lanky, you, his mama, his sister, and then his sister got 3 kids. So 8 people. How many bedrooms in the house? At first, things was going well. We had a plan to chill for like a week, started applying for jobs immediately after. I was the only one following through with the plan though. Granted, his phone was broken, but phone isn't the only source of applying. Anytime he was giving money instead of saving or spending on things we needed, he spent it on weed and alcohol. The arguments continued, and he would threaten to kick me out or actually do it when he was tired of dealing with the situation. His niece and nephew were disrespectful. Don't listen to anyone, not even their mama. His sister and her kids were making an entire mess everywhere they went, leaving food and drinks out. Till maggots and fly came in, hell everywhere, they dog shit and piece everywhere. Oh my God, the whole nine. Oh my God, it seemed like me and Lanky mom were the only one that was putting in the work to make a living, and it really overwhelmed me. While my parents disowned me, I was relying on Lanky to provide for me while I was working to get a job, but he would deny me a basic need. I couldn't cook in the kitchen because if I did, I had to cook for everybody. He thought I ate too much and too greedily, and that the kitchen was so filthy that it was inaccessible the majority of the time. I was surviving off of repeated clothes, snack, Taco Bell, weed, alcohol for a whole month. What made me leave? We argued so bad one time he kicked me out. I was barefoot in my bra and boxers. I was barefoot in my bra, his boxers, looking fucked up as ever. This white girl pulled over on the side of the road and just let it all out on her. I didn't have any friends in the city we were living in. So when me and Lanky had got into it, he would talk shit about me to his friends while I was steady fighting for my perspective. So I trusted this random girl while everything, because I literally was so overwhelmed and over everything that I was going to explode. She told me I shouldn't have to deal with any of this, and she offered me to go to the army. I declined at first, but now I thought I could make it work. I thought we could get better. Recently, it went straight to hell. The kids had a mess, making tortillas in a bowl of red sauce, and they blamed the mess on me. We had just got onto them because they kept making messes, and I cleaned them up, all the dishes. And I mean all of the dishes in the sink, on the counter, and the stove was over the course of a week because they don't clean after themselves. Like his sister took it upon herself to say, if I don't clean it, she's going to beat my ass. Huh? The sister said she don't tell me if you don't clean up her children. Me, girl, bye. I would tell her like I ain't make it. And he was like verbatim, you either clean it or get your ass whooped. Didn't defend me, didn't fight for me, just did. And I had enough. The next morning, I tried to talk to him about everything that's happening since I moved in, and he told me he didn't care. I tried to give him one last chance before I did what I did, so he still kept his composure. I called the white girl and told her I'd go to the army. I packed all my things and I said outside. The girl told me the person picking me up wouldn't come till hours later, but I didn't feel safe going back in the house because they kept locking and unlocking me out the house. Somebody was watching me from the kitchen window above, and they kept moving around the house. It made me paranoid. I texted him asking him if he could take me to where I needed to be, and he told me since I had all this planned out, I could figure it out myself. Like I said, I had no one in the area to come get me, and so I called the police to transport me. I don't like the cops. I never have. I didn't want to get him in trouble anyways because I didn't feel like it was that serious of a situation, but I had to get out of there. They told me that they couldn't transport me, but they could bring an officer to talk to me about what happened. I left all my belongings in the house because it's fucking honestly, they were invaluable anyway. The officer came and we were talking about everything that had transpired, and while we were talking, another call came in. It was similar to mine, but yeah. So they thought it was Lanky, but it wasn't. They knocked on the door and everything. No answer. Lanky accused me of sending the cops on him. And to make a long ass story short, girl, it's too late for that. It's too late to make a long story short. This story is so long. How dare you? How dare you? I'm stuck in Atlanta in a shelter with no money, no clothes, no food, no nothing. I don't know what to do. I'm low key missing him. What do I do? I really did love him and vice versa. He wanted to marry me. Not now, but you know, in the future. I still have to see him once I go back, if I go back, that is. I don't know if you asked me for advice or if that's your story time. I think you're exactly where you need to be though. You need to be in that shelter. Find you a job if you don't have a job. Work, stack up, follow the rules in that shelter, and don't go back to Lanky. Lanky do not want you, girl. That boy ain't stung you in that type of way. He want access to you anytime he get bored and stuff like that. Anytime he list the hoes ain't picking up how he want them to, he know that he can call you and you gonna come running back over there every time. Don't do that. Don't be so available to him no more. Cut your accessibility off. Blocking him, okay, that ain't shit for real. For real, it's about what you gonna do once they find a way to contact you again, because they always find some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really, really stand on beating when it comes to him. He don't have your best interest at heart. And on top of that, baby girl, you young. You're the one from TikTok. I think you told me you were 19, I think. You young. You way too young to be sitting there worried and concerned about that. I am so sorry that you went through everything that you're going through and stuff like that. But I really think that the shelter is probably the best place for you at this current moment. So, anybody that's watching, if you have anything that you would like to add to her story, like any type of advice, anything like that, just put it in the comments below. If you would like to send me a what had happened story or ask for advice, make sure you email me at nightswithnue@gmail.com. That's nightswithnue@gmail.com. But y'all, I am so sleepy. I'm so sleepy. So I hate that I'm going to have to cut this short for y'all. I hope y'all like the episode. If not, a night.